don't see it. Okay. Start. Good evening, DPS staff, friends, and family. Please remain standing for the presentation of colors. Guests, please remove your hats. Thank you. You may now be seated. For a long time, graduation felt so far away. It seemed like something we didn't have to think about yet. But now that the day is finally here, we realize this is not the end. It is a celebration of everything we have accomplished and everything that lies ahead. High school was not always easy. There were days when we felt stressed, tired, and unsure of ourselves. Some of us faced struggles that nobody else knew about. But no matter what we went through, we kept pushing forward. And now we are here. That is what makes this moment so special. This diploma represents more than just finishing school. It represents every challenge we overcame, every lesson we learned, and every time we chose not to give up. One of the most important lessons I have learned is to keep moving forward. We all make mistakes, but our mistakes do not define us. What matters is that we learn from them and become better than we were before. I have always learned that life is too short to hold grudges. Do not stay angry over small things, and do not let pride stop you from fixing relationships. You never know when it might be your last chance to talk to someone. As we move on to the next chapter of our lives, remember to be yourself and do not compare your journey to someone else's. The only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Some of us know exactly what comes next and some of us are still figuring it out. But no matter where life takes us, we cannot be afraid to take risks. The greatest opportunities come when we step outside of our comfort zones. Years from now, we will not regret the chances we took. We will regret the ones we were too afraid to take. So go after your dreams, take chances, learn from your failures, and give your best in everything you do. And before I end, I want to leave you with this powerful quote from Nipsey Hussle. What is a mistake without the lesson? See, the best teacher in life is your own experience. None of us knows who we are until we fail. They say every man is defined by his reaction to any given situation. Would you want to define yourself as someone else or yourself? Whatever you do, give your heart to it. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2026.
Hello, my name is Ray Redmond, and I'm Meldale CTC's class of 2026 valedictorian. First and foremost, I would like to thank God for allowing us to be here today, and not just the graduates, but the families, friends, teachers, coaches, and everyone who showed support us along the way, because without that support, we wouldn't be here graduating today. As I began to reflect on my 4 years at Meadowdale, I realized I've created memories, built friendships, and experienced moments that'll carry me for the rest of my life. I also believe I have grown, not as a student, not as an athlete, but as a person. I also believe that my peers have grown, because every one of us has accomplished at least one of our goals. We've earned certifications, we've won awards, we've been awarded scholarships, we've competed in sports, we've had high test scores, we excelled through high school, and we achieved many things that people didn't expect from a student at Meadowdale. One thing that really stands out about Meadowdale Career Technology Center is the opportunities it gave us. For me, I was able to earn certifications in Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign, and even have my artwork displayed in downtown Dayton and Harrison Township. Many of the graduates sitting here today used their time wisely and were able to earn certifications in their career fields, while some earned licenses, some gained hands-on experience, and some were able to use their skills right away for personal or business use. But we didn't just learn, we applied what we learned. We competed in contests such as the Tech Prep Showcase, HOSA, and Skills USA, and many of us won, while some even got the chance to advance and compete at the state level. And that's something we should all be proud of, because when you look at Meadowdale's class of 2026, you should think of a class that has excelled, a class that's intelligent, a class that's driven, a class that will be successful, and a class that used their time wisely. Which brings me to a quote that I feel everybody does or should relate to, which is "Time is money" by Benjamin Franklin. Because during these past 4 years, I began to understand what that really meant. I played basketball for 2 years. I played football for 3 years. I've been running my clothing business, Tribe Essentials, for 3 years. I've been a photographer. I've been a photographer for around a year. I've taken college, advanced placement, and honors classes for years, all while maintaining straight A's. I go on to say this because it shows what can happen when you use your time wisely and seriously. Me standing here today is proof. But I'm not the only one. Graduating here today, you see future nurses, future trainers, future designers, future military cadets, electricians and technicians, photographers, entrepreneurs, business owners, and much more. Because this class is going to be successful. Not just because we made it through high school, but because we've shown what we're already capable of. I know that for me, I wouldn't be here today without the people who supported me, from my parents to grandparents, siblings, cousins, aunts and uncles, to friends, teachers, coaches, and teammates. Thank you, because without their support, I wouldn't be here, and I believe a lot of my peers feel the same way. So to everyone sitting here supporting the graduate, I want to thank you, because you helped us push through high school and now support us as we move forward towards our new beginnings. With this new beginning, we get a fresh start. So how we spend our time is completely up to us. So for my peers sitting here in front of me, I ask if you could stay consistent, be intentional, and don't waste what you've been given. Because whatever goal your mind can think of, it's obtainable, as long as you try to achieve it and work for it. Once again, I'm your class of 2026 valedictorian, Trey Ray Redmond. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Thurston Melson, and I'm Meadowdale CTC's class of 2026 president and salutatorian. I want to start out by thanking God. Second, I want to thank my older brother, the first person I ever looked up to my older sister, my main competitor. You're the most inspiring and hardworking girl I know. And to my twin, but really my little sister, the one I can literally tell anything to. Kirsten, you my right hand, and you forever will be. To my grandparents, you guys are the reason I am spoiled how I am today. Since I was little, y'all have put me in the right path. I've always looked up to y'all as my second parents and can only thank God for how blessed I am to have y'all. And to the guys, my brothers, Trey, King, and Steve, y'all are one of the biggest reasons these past 4 years have been so enjoyable and memorable. Hey, Dad, this finally the moment. All the times you told me to stay locked in and don't fall off, I forever appreciate you for being there for me and always encouraging me, no matter how lame or corny you can get. And don't forget, I thought about you too, Ma. I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for you and all the hustle and sacrifices you made. Even after all the numerous times I got on your nerves and bothered you, you still go to bat for me each and every single day. So thank you, and I love you. With that being said, it is both a privilege and a responsibility to stand before all of you today, not just as your graduate, but as someone who believes deeply in the potential sitting in every chair here. Today is more than just a ceremony, it's a turning point, a moment where reflection meets ambition. Looking back at freshman year, our journey didn't start out perfect. We faced setbacks, distractions, and moments where we weren't living up to our full potential. There were times when we were counted out, doubted, or even doubted ourselves. But what makes this moment so powerful is not how we started, it's how we finished. Because despite all that, we grew, we matured, we pushed through, and along the way, we became something more than just a group of students. We became resilient, determined, and truly inspiring. Class of 2026, I'm here to tell you, we are capable of more than we often realize. As we move forward, we step into a world that's constantly changing in many ways. We are being called to lead, and leadership today isn't just about authority. It's about integrity, accountability, and the courage to stand firm in what we believe in. If there's one thing we've learned, it's that success is not just about personal achievement. It's about impact. Just like the words of the late, great Jackie Robinson, life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives. There will be moments ahead when things feel uncertain, times where doubt is louder than confidence. But in those moments, remember this. We have already overcame obstacles that once seemed impossible. we have already proven that we can adapt, grow, and persevere. So like Mr. Davis always would tell us, don't fall into fear, but instead face everything and rise to the occasion. Class of 2026, let's continue to grow, inspire, and make positive change, no matter the obstacles. Thank you, and congratulations, Class of 2026.
Good evening. I say good evening. Can we give this mighty Meadowdale class of 2026 a round of applause, please? Now, I had a whole speech prepared. I've been preparing a speech since August, right? But everything flipped yesterday after a frustrating graduation practice. And then I get phone calls from 3 students back to back to back. The last thing you want to do is get 3 phone calls from your students that you've been working with. You knew something was wrong. So then Ms. Selhorst gives me a call, and I said, what's wrong? They tell us that 2 of our students were in a bad accident right down the street. Threw my whole day off, right? So Mr. Moore and I, my athletic director, we rushed down to see these 2 students. If y'all could see what I saw, you would have thought, right, that those 2 students wouldn't be here today. But I'm thankful to know that, you know what, Josiah and Michael Cox is right here with us today. Alive and well, because if not, that would have changed up everything. I promise I'm gonna be brief. I know I say that every year, but I'm gonna be brief. Graduation marks the end of your childhood chapter. The next chapter will be your young adult life. So I hope y'all locked in as I'm talking to you, because this is gonna be the last time I'm gonna talk to y'all in this setting. So soak this moment up. Parents, please allow them to get it out of their system, because in the next few weeks, they gonna kick it and turn up and get on your nerves. Some of y'all gonna act up with them, because I know I'm gonna act up tomorrow, okay? I'm just telling y'all now. But the celebrations and the parties, once it's over with, life will be waiting. This class is something different, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. Each one of them are unique and brilliant in their own special way. They came into Meadowdale considered as the worst class. Am I lying? The worst class. But that's not what it is now. They moved softly from freshman year, besides the teddy bear incident at the Air Force Museum, but we're not gonna talk about that. But this group dominated the OST test scores through the roof because they're resilient. This group has surpassed many graduating classes of Meadowdale in the last 10 plus years. We got 7 honors diplomas that's in this group. Kanaya, Sade, Kingston, Thurston, Trey, Alexis, Beaver, please stand. Please stand. 3 apprenticeship programs completed by the students in this class. Henry Spivey, please stand. We had 2 Gates Scholars that qualified, and 1 was a finalist, Sade and Thurston. 1 recipient of the Youth Richardson Delta Scholarship, Trey Redmond. 7 military enlistments, our largest enlistment since I done been at Meadowdale. Courtney, Russell, Aiden, Larka, Beaver, Arrington, Darren, Duran, Jesse, and Arthur, please stand. Not to mention, this class also has Miss Debutante, Corey Miller. This class has over I'm gonna say over $2.4 million in scholarships as they continue to pour in, which we doubled from last few years. This class has graduated 110 seniors out of 111. 98% of my seniors is in the house. Y'all have a seat. But high school graduation is not your final destination. As our 4 years are about to be complete, and standing here today, I can honestly say this class will stay with me for a long time. Some of you tested me. Some of you inspired me. Some of you made me laugh, made me proud, made me worry, made me believe even more in the purpose of this work. But every single one of you mattered. As you walk across this stage and prepare for the next chapter of your life, I owe you the truth. I would love to tell you that the road to success is going to be easy, but that'll be a lie. I would love to tell you that every friend standing beside you will be there from years from now, but that'll be a lie too. I would love to tell you that everything in your life will go according to plan, but that will be a lie. Growth requires discomfort. You have to get to a place where comfortable with being uncomfortable. Nothing changes by staying in the same environment, the same mindset, or the same habits that kept you stuck in the beginning. Separation often precedes elevation. I'm gonna repeat that again. Separation often precedes elevation. Sometimes growth requires distance from distractions, negativity, bad habits, unhealthy relationships, and even environments that no longer align with your purpose. And while you're talking about growth, let's talk about accountability, like Thurston said. You cannot play the victim in all situations created by yourself. Real growth comes from accountability. No more blaming everybody else. So no more saying my teacher did me wrong. My coach didn't believe in me. My mentor let me down. My mama didn't do enough. My daddy wasn't there. At some point, you got to look at the mirror and say, this is my life, and I take full, complete control from this point forward. Every decision you make from this day on, either taking it closer to your destiny or farther away from it. And sometimes the people who you care about the most are the ones willing to hold you accountable instead of letting you self-destruct. Those people may correct you, challenge you, push you, even frustrate you. Pride can make us feel powerful in the moment, but cost us later. Don't let pride ruin your relationships for your future. And don't be ashamed of your story. I heard my story plenty of times before. I'm a proud father of 4 children, and I messed up everything before I did it right. Y'all heard my story. I came home from school when I basically flunked out, got kicked out. But I hear as your principal, 4 degrees, 2 master's degrees, and I'm leading y'all. Along the last 4 years in this Fort Point, somebody's gonna always doubt you. Somebody's gonna talk negatively about you. Somebody's gonna throw stones at you while you're trying to help them. Somebody's gonna count you out. But your story is not defined about what happened to you. It's defined on how you respond to it. So today, I need you to hear me clearly as I come to a close. You are not just a student. You are not just from your neighborhood. You are not too young. You are not disqualified because of your mistakes. You are a difference maker. You are a voice. You are someone chosen for purpose. So don't shrink yourself to fit into spaces you outgrown. Stand tall. Because I'm a young brother from Five Oaks, and I got a young man that's from Five Oaks that understand my story. Believe that what you say matters. Believe in what you presence matters. Believe that your future matters, because class of 2026, Meadowdale needs you. Your family needs you. Your community needs you. And the world needs what's inside of you. So congratulations to the Meadowdale class of 2026. Now go change the world, Mighty Lions forever. With that being said, Superintendent Lawrence, each student has earned a minimum of 20 Carnegie units in all required courses and has demonstrated competency and readiness as defined by the Ohio Department of Education graduation requirements. I do hereby certify that each of these students has met or exceeded the graduation requirements set forth by the Dayton Public Schools and the Ohio Department of Education. Superintendent Lawrence, I present for your acceptance the mighty Meadowdale class of 2026.
The black and gold. Man, in the Lions Den today. As superintendent of Dayton Public Schools and by the powers entrusted to me by the Ohio Department of Education and the Dayton Board of Education, I do hereby accept these candidates for graduation and release their diplomas to be presented during this ceremony. Board member and Lion William Smith III, it is my honor to commend to you the Meadowdale Career Technology Center class of 2026.
Oh, man. You gonna unk me? I was gonna get up here. I used to pray for times like this. We was gonna get it. Oh, man, see? Good evening. Come on, we look way too good tonight to be like that. Good evening. Now, first of all, can we please give everybody to put this on a round of applause? Does this not look amazing? Do our students not look amazing? Before I get going, I need every Meadowdale graduate in this room to say, Meadowdale. All right, then we can proceed. On behalf of the Dayton Board of Education, it is truly an honor for this Meadowdale graduate to stand before you tonight and celebrate this moment with this amazing group of Lions. And before we go any further, I want us to do something together as a community, because to get here, it truly took a community. It takes a community to do the things that we have to do, and I want you all to understand that as we leave here, you have to still be a community. So for everybody, repeat after me. We are proud of you. We believe in you. And as much as you needed me, trust that I've needed you. Now, class of 2026, oh, we done. I feel you listening. You'll be a Meadowdale Lion one day. Class of 2026, one thing I hope you always remember is that graduation is not the finish line. It is proof that you made it through one chapter, but your book is yet to be written. Never, ever, as you walk this earth, let anyone write your story. It's your story, and as you live, I want you to make it your glory. Some of you reached this moment through sacrifice, some through determination, some through challenges that people around you may never, ever fully understand. But every late night, every setback, every lesson, and every victory helps shape the person that you are becoming today. And that matters. Because we live in a world that sometimes gives too much attention to failure and not enough celebration to growth. We give too much credit to things that hold us back and not enough attention to the things that move us forward. And if you think I'm playing, look around our community. I will see more people celebrating somebody coming home from prison than somebody going off to college. Now tell me I'm wrong. So we in this space have to celebrate every step, even the things that we expect to do. I want you in life to celebrate those moments, because if you're not celebrating yourself, who else will? And now I gotta be honest, I had a lot of celebrations I was gonna mention, but your principal, because he is so amazing, he said all those things, so guess what? I can be brief and throw that part out. But what I will list are things that I know that you have went through. So while Mr. Davis told you all the accolades that my Meadowdale Lions did, he told you about their scholars. He told you about their scholarships and what they have done. But what you also may not know is this is a group that sometimes have come to school not wanting to be there, that have woken up and done what they needed to do when they didn't know if they could go on. This is a group of students that have had to wake up some days and realizing that a peer is no longer walking this earth. This is a group that has stood in the place for each other when sometimes their friends didn't have family around to do the same things for them. This is a group that has fed each other. This is a group that has made sure that they slept and they clothed each other. Those are the things that make a lion, and those are the things that make me proud to be a lion. And as we move forward, I want to leave you with something. I want you to remember to always have hope. And I don't want you to think of hope in the way that some people think of it, because some people say it in a sarcastic way, and I hope you make it. I hope you get there. I hope you get that little degree. I hope you make that little business plan. But when I say hope, I want you to believe in hope the way that these teachers and administrators have had hope in you. Because that hope that they had stood for helping other people every day. And sometimes you're going to run into tough times, and that hope might have to mean have other plans equipped. And sometimes you might have to go to bed hoping that something is better, and I need you to realize that there is healing, opportunities, peace, and empowerment. I want you to live this life through honesty, openness, prayer, and evaluation to understand where you need to get through. And when difficult times come, my prayer for you is that you hold on, because pain ends. And with hard work, optimism, perseverance, and energy, I know my Meadowdale Lions will take on this world. Now, as we end this, I want you to realize that Dayton is a city that was built on innovation and hard work and heart. You have that in abundance. So whether your next step is a college, the military, the workforce, entrepreneurship, or discovering your path along the way, know this: you do not walk alone. This community is still cheering for you. Your family is still praying for you, and your educators are still believing in you. And Dayton Public Schools will always be proud of you. Congratulations, class of 2026. Keep moving forward, keep believing, keep hoping, and never stop becoming the best version of yourselves. I know. Now, on behalf of the Dayton Board of Education, I accept these students commended to me by the superintendent, and they shall be herefore deemed graduates of Dayton Public Schools, and they shall be herefore bestowed with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities afforded to the graduates of this school system. Please join me in congratulating the mighty Meadowdale Career Technology Center class of 2026.
Trey Rave Redmond. Thurston Paul Nelson III. Treval Jakai Burney. Darian Cordell Lamar Pace Anders. Caden Benjamin Dean. Sharday Amari Larice Ivory. Kanaya Jure Jordan. Kingston Xavier Ramar Tyler. Alexis Linnell Edwards. Habiba Malemba. Jamin Mendel Adams. Deborah Masoma Azode. Deluque Bass. Arrington Safari Kanai Bozeman. Terry Lamont Bradfield. Dalen Gerald Kyrie Bradley. Jada Nevaeh Brooks. Lonnie Dominic Joseph Haynes. Celio Yahir Caballero Alvarado. Kamari LaShawn Brown. Carlito Dimitri Augustine Cabral. Samaya Amir Camp. Taylor Janae Leanne Choice. Danielle Jatea Christian. Ania Donella Clemens. Marshall Lee Wilson, Jr. Evalia Rosie Cortez. Michael Anthony Cox, Jr. Josiah David Mackay Daniels. Rome Jerron Danley. Bayshana Bernice Drake. Destiny Lachey Drake. Shatina Dumas. Alex Apollo Edwards. Alexis Grace Fairchild. Marquise Jeremiah Farrar. Emmanuel Freddy. Patrick Orlando Gaddis, Jr. Lily Karsha Jasmine Gardner. Yuri Edward Gonzalez. David Miner. LaDonna Chantel Good. James Alexander Harris. Jesse Harrison Hastings. Sakili Albert Howard Jackson. Trayvon Mitchell Hunt. Latanya Lanique Height. Layla Issue. Keithan Lewis Jackson. London Amari Jackson. Jakaya Antoine Amaria Jean James. Jakylin Jayani Janice Johnson. Jariah Latice Jones Allen. Lamarion Delvin Jones. Aiden Amir Lark. Tamia Marie Lucas. Jerry Robert Bond Malone. Sonny Ray McCadden. Janaya Jayana Middlebrook. Corey Denise Jennifer Miller. Jordan DeAndre Deshaun Brown. Stephen Lamont Wilson Jr. Davion Noel Patterson. Cal Eli Peavy. Darian Demetrius Peebles. De'Eric Joshua Perkins. Javion Darrell Lamar Prenna. LaJavion Clifford Edward Ragland. Portia Monique Reed. Tajamar Tyree Riley. Corian Tyrone Russell. Courtney Tyrone Russell Jr. Floyd George Rataga. Mugisa Sabiti. Jamal Derek Scott. Jordan Eugene Scott. Desmond DeLon Sisney. Jerryon Roosevelt Smith. Kiera Marie Smith. Matakwin Shabazz Wynn. Marshall Lynn Sumlin. Javen Robert Swanson. Alexandria Marie Taylor. Chanel LaRon Wynn. Jalen Lamar Marquise Thomas. Joshua Ricardo Thomas Jr. Kenneth Weldon Thomas. Lanaya Marie Torrey. Amari Queen Toddy. Tiandre LeVar Turner. Benite Tuyiringre. Andrew Unakalamba. Brandon Edward Wadsworth. Lamaya Norel Walker. DeMarcus Lee Ward. Marcus LaRon Watkins. Taylin Denise White. DeAnthony Luther Wilcoxon. Tajay Larice Wills. Mariana Yvette Wilson. Ziza Ayana Wynn. Wyatt Matthew Lee Wilcox. Kyan Eugene Gray. Arthur Thomas IV. Joseph Eric Jermaine Cole. Henry Lee Spivey. Jeremy Ray Norris. Jasha Lanice Zachary.
My name is Ania Clemens, and I'm your class vice president. And I just want to say, today is more than just a graduation. It is the beginning of a new chapter in our lives. The journey of our life is like a book. While God, and while I say again, while God is the author, continuously making unpredictable pages. For years, we've walked the halls of high school, made memories, learned lessons, faced challenges, and grown into the people we are today. Now, we stand at the edge of adulthood, ready to take on our next steps into the real world. Adulthood can feel exciting, but also a little scary. We won't always have all the answers, and that's okay. What matters is that we continue to learn, work hard, and believe in ourselves even when things get difficult. The future won't always be easy, but we already proven that we are capable of overcoming obstacles. As we move forward, let's remember to chase our dreams and support the people we care about that helped us along the way. And never forget how we progressed into the young adults we are today. High school may be ending, but our new journey is only beginning. Congratulations to the class of 2026. And let's get ready to flip the page to the next chapter of our lives. Class of 2026, please stand. Oh my God. My fellow classmates, my fellow classmates of 2026, you may now turn your tassels from right to left.
Is that you?